Go ahead.
Well, hello, my babies. Everybody in here seems to be a little down today and have a little bit of cold, and it's a little chilly from being warmer from past couple of days. You know how you gonna think the weather's gonna stay that way, and it doesn't. Well, we just have to learn how to take it as it comes, and that's how it's gonna go. I missed you. I hope you miss me. Hope you push them little buttons now and let them know how important I am, or or how much you like seeing me express my opinions for certain things. And you have to remember one thing now, these are just my opinions, there's nobody else's. So you can take that opinion and work with it, or turn it inside and out and see what you can do with it, and maybe it might help you a little bit. So let's go get going and see what we got today.
All right, y'all gonna have to bear with me because I sound a mess. But okay, so I have been with my boyfriend going on 3 years. We have been through a lot in the past on both ends. I feel that we were finally in a good place, and that I was able to trust him again, and that he would be the one I would be marrying. Well, last night he was out with his friends. He would usually call me and tell me he was on his way home, or ask if I need anything before he came home. Well, last night he didn't call me at all. So after starting to get worried, I finally called him. Got no answer and started worrying that something must have happened to him. 1 hour later at midnight, he calls me back and says that he didn't hear his phone because he was helping his friend set up some stuff at his house. My issue is, how can he be out that late and not think to call your girlfriend with whom you live at all? Am I a fool for trusting what he said he was out doing? Or am I making a big deal out of nothing? Sounds like you're making a big deal. I just hate to feel played while he can be possibly out cheating.
Well, what, you want to be out cheating too? Come on. Things do happen. You know, things are going to happen where sometimes you can't get a hold of him. Just like he couldn't get a hold of you. Don't make something out. Don't look for no trouble if you ain't got to have none. You been satisfied with him? So keep on rolling. Keep on rolling down that hill. Don't let nothing get in your way. That's old man. I'm going to see if I can F them up. And stop their party for foolish things. Go ahead and enjoy him, baby. Let me know what happened.
Okay. This one says, DL married man. A friend of mine, a male, recently had a relationship with a 40-year-old married man. My friend is only 16 years old, so not only is this married man on the down low, but he's also a pedophile.
Uh-oh.
Call me crazy, but I'm seriously contemplating. Let's say that again. Call me crazy, but I've been seriously contemplating writing this man's wife and letting her know what's been going on. I think it's so wrong what he's doing, and I can't stop thinking about it. Should I just mind my business? What should I do?
He not messing with a baby, but he's messing with a younger person who really don't know the difference. And then, if he gets anything, or if he has anything, because I'm quite sure this 16-year-old ain't the first one he's ever had. And if he has anything, he probably transmitted it to him, and probably transmitted it to his wife. It's not fair to neither one of them. You know, I can understand being on the down low if that's what you don't want anybody to know what's going on with you, but you don't do it to the degree where you hurt anybody, where you step on anybody else's toes or anybody else's face. Now, I don't believe in that. You don't hurt other people. You know, if that's the way you want to live your life, then you go ahead and live your life that way. But you don't hurt nobody else. But as far as telling you to run out there and tell the world, I can't tell you to run out there and tell the world, but you don't have to say who you are. You know, there are people who do things anonymously. So that would have to be up to you. But he is wrong. Let me know what happened.
Okay, I'm glad she picked up that damn phone. I'm a 21-year-old female, and me and my guy best friend of 5 years became sexually involved about 2 months ago. I met him through my ex I've known for 6 years. He's been in love with me for about 3 years, but the feeling just became mutual about a year ago. Thing is, he and my ex were best friends. They are no longer as close as they used to be, but they still communicate. My question is, should I live life and be happy with my best friend, or should I leave it alone? Because he and my ex are friends. Also, does my ex need to know? He is in a new relationship, and we have been broken up since 2011. But we still talk every now and then. Thank you for your advice.
Well, leave it alone. He ain't bothering you, you ain't bothering him or bothering it. So just leave it alone. If it comes up, then you just say, hey, well, I didn't know that. Well, ain't that just a small world? I'm telling you. And go ahead on from there.
It's going to be crazy when he find out.
Yeah, well, it happens. Shit happens.
You don't be dating nobody that your friend used to talk to. I think that's tacky. Let's go to the next one. This one is... Okay, this one says... sorry, y'all. I gotta get this stuff off my face.
Keep them germs, Sonny.
I am. Okay. I'm a 44-year-old mother. I have a 28-year-old sister. We have not spoken in almost 3 years.
Ooh.
I recently moved back to the state she lives in. Well, long story short, I'm close with my mother, and she is the baby of the family, but she always had been very jealous of my relationship I have with my mother. Wait a minute, what? Okay, she messed something up. I'm assuming that I don't know, so I'm gonna just keep reading. Well, long story short, I'm close with my mother, and she's the baby of the family, but she has always been jealous of my relationship with I guess you mean my sister. If I'm around my mother and she calls, she will say, "Who is that?" And if my mother says it's me, she will hang up on my mother. Yeah, she's talking about the sister. She is very disrespectful. I mean, curses out my mom and calls her all kinds of names. Then the next week she will call my mother for money. And yes, my mother gets her what she wants. Since I moved back, I have not seen her in 8 months. Recently, I went to the seminar and she was there. She just looked at me and turned her head. No one in the room would have guessed we were sisters or even related. I had tried so many times to show her love, initiate conversations. I used to do so much for her. My mother will not bring up her name around me. She barely talks about her unless she is fed up with her. I'm so fed up with this. When I seen her at the event, I didn't walk over and speak. I didn't acknowledge her. I'm tired of trying to make someone like me, and I don't know why they hate me. Life is short. Would you continue to try to break down the walls with this person or leave it alone?
According to how you feel about it. How I feel about it's not important. How you feel about it is it important to you? We all have to whether we all should have family and keep that connection with the family regardless of whether we really like them or crazy about them or however we want to put it. And try whenever you can. If you don't, you can always say you gave it your best shot. That's on them. That's their loss. And you know what? I bet it's over something silly. You know, you find children a lot of times that have their rivalry over a parent. You know, and because sometimes my kids think I love this one more than I love the other, but none of them know how I really feel about none of them. Sometimes I feel like putting them all in a paper bag and then chucking them. You know, but that's neither here nor there. But I love them. And you put up with them. But that calling your names and all that old kind of stuff, that's against God's laws. That's against, God said, honor thy father and thy mother. He didn't say they had to be right. Correct. And he didn't give no instructions. Was nothing. Everything had to be done the best way that it could be done. Or somebody leaving you instructions of how it is to be done. But, no. That's not the right way to do. You don't hurt your parents that way. You don't disrespect them. Because she gave you life, she didn't have to give you that. Could have flushed you right on down.
Mom, she talking about the sister not speaking to her.
I know this.
Oh.
I know what she's talking about. But the sister constantly has arguments with her mom.
Oh, yeah.
Saying things to her mom that she shouldn't say. Yeah. And wrong is wrong. You don't disrespect them. If you don't have anything good to say, your parents, you just like the things that they say, you just like the things that they do, you say nothing and leave them alone. It's better to turn your back and walk away than to stand up there and argue with them and call them names and fight and carry on. You don't do that. You can't go against God's laws. Whether you like it or not. Just leave it alone. But keep trying, baby. You might hit pay dirt one day.
This one said, hello, hope all is well. Thank you in advance. I love the show. I met this guy like 3 years ago. At first, I didn't want to pursue a friendship with him because he lived in my building, but I gave in, so we started spending a lot of time together. I must say we was friends with benefits, but at the time, I accepted it. I had no problem with it. We both had goals. We were single parents. I was under the impression that he was not with his child's mother. He told me that she only came over on the weekends. I believed him because sometimes I would be in his house. Plus, I wanted to believe him until he gave me a reason not to. However, as I started to realize that I didn't want to be friends with benefits, I told him I wanted a relationship. At first, he didn't like the idea because he felt that he would eventually neglect me. However, he said okay because he seen that I was serious and he did not want to lose me. He started taking our children out to the park and bringing his child to my house play. Oh my gosh, please finish this damn. It seemed like he was up at my house all the time. He was with me for everything. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. But I kept feeling like he was lying to me and not being honest. He lied about his child mother not living with him. Come to find out they lived together and he was married.
Oh, Lord.
My gut was uneasy about him. I felt he was married, so I kept asking him. And that's how I found out. He told me that he did not want to put her out because she had no place to stay. I broke up with him. I even stopped answering his phone calls and opening my door. In addition to that, I also found out about another woman in the building he dealt with years before I moved there. I also caught him with another woman. I must say that I truly love him. I have not felt this way for a guy in a long time, so this hurt me. I want to move. I just feel like the hoe in the building who's been sleeping and seducing everyone else's man. The wife and I know about each other, yet we don't fight, never argue or nothing. She seen us together and I seen them together. Shake my head. But we respectable women. We know each other's place. He says that they are done, but they lived together for the entire 3 years we known each other and still do. He wanted to move in with me and was practically living here at one time. I'm no longer with him, but he keeps coming to my house calling, and when I don't respond, he goes as far as bringing the children into it. I don't know that I do not want to be with him because he lied and I don't trust him. I just don't want him to leave. I just want to leave him alone. Should I get an order of protection out on him? That was a long ass story. Oh!
Well, he's not trying to fight you or anything, so when are you going to get a order of protection out on him or something like that? Is he stalking you? You're not living with him. Just leave him alone. Just tell him it's over with. Tell him you decided to let the relationship go. And that you don't want to be number 2 or number 3 or 4 or 5. If you can't be number 1, then that's it. That's how it is. Otherwise, you say you love him, but I don't think it's love. I think it's just infatuation. And
I think she needs to let that go.
yeah, she need to leave him be.
Mm-hmm.
He's too popular, He's too popular with the other ladies and everything. He ain't got no time for her. So, you're going to have to get your own man. Or if some people like sharing a man, I'm telling you. It takes all the responsibilities and the duties of one person has to do with him.
That's what it sounded like she was doing, talking about they know their place. All right?
So, it's up to you, baby. But I leave it alone. Get yourself a whole man, not a half a man. You ain't got to share it with nobody. There's a lot of them out there don't want to be shared. Let me know what happened.
Here's the next one. Hi, Mama Scorpio. I'm really happy that you're making these videos because your advice is helping me out as well as a lot of others. I have been dating a man for almost 2 years now, and when it first started, it was all lovey-dovey and happy-go-lucky. Mm-hmm. As the months progressed, our relationship has been pushed to the breaking point several times. I moved 57 miles from my home to be with this man. I am truly happy with him and believe him to be the one I will grow old with. Recently, he has been thinking about moving out to New York, where his dad is. My dilemma is whether I should stay here in California, where my family, friends, and job are, or take a plunge into the unknown. I have been going to church. I've been going to church a lot more frequently and asking God for help. But I would like to hear what someone as wise as you would tell me before making my final decision. Thank you, Pablo.
It makes you happy, huh? Make you feel good. Take you places. Y'all get along good together. But who's to say when you go all the way out there, are y'all gonna get married? And if you don't have no intentions, like a man say, what is your intention, young man, with my daughter? If he doesn't have no intentions of marrying you or any of those good things, the best thing you can do is just, chalk it up to experience and wait for the next bus. There are plenty of buses out there. Find out the one you're comfortable on. He ain't the only one God made. Made plenty of them. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Sometimes it's better to make a mistake than to run off in the wild blue yonder.
Alright, just the last question. Oh my goodness, come on, Calvin, look at me. My eyes starting to feel funny. Come on, man. I'm a 23-year-old male who is currently unemployed. I quit my job that I was at for 5 years to attend barbering school. Barbering has always been my passion, and I just got tired of working at my job. 4 months ago, I had to take a 6-month break from school because of my attendance. So I have been home with no work and on my break from school. My parents understand and is patient with me, except my aunt, who is very close to my mom and me. She even lives 14 houses down from us to make matters worse. The problem I have is every time she come around, she always brings up or make fun of me in a sarcastic way about me being home all damn day and me and my mom supporting me. I want to work, but I don't want to get a job just to have one. I want it to be something I actually want to do and build my platform off of. But in her eyes, I'm just a lazy typical black man living off of his mother. Also, what makes me mad is that I do a lot for my aunt because she doesn't drive. But it's like every time we're around people or in public, she makes it known that I'm not working. What should I do? Do I stand up for myself and tell her off, or just ignore her ways until I get back in school? Let me know.
Don't disrespect your aunt. Just walk off and let it go. You know what you're doing and what you want to do. But I say you're a very blessed young man that you have parents who allow you to do this. Because the majority of parents would have put you out a long time ago. I mean, how many people can sit on their bum and wait for an opportunity to come along with something they might like, they want to do? Come on with that. Piece of job, half a job is better than no job. Something is better than nothing. And you need to have a little bit of something. And that way you keep pride in yourself. Now, you wouldn't feel guilty about your aunt if you wasn't sitting on your ass doing nothing. But the problem is you're still sitting there. And you want something to change. The only thing that can change that is for you to get off your ass and go find a job. Piece of job, half a job, however you want to look at it. And that feeling will go away from you. You know, you really are blessed that your parents love you so much. I found out this week mostly everybody wanted to talk about their old man. What should they do? You know, you don't get no guarantees with nobody. I don't care who it is. You had the most perfect thing you think in the whole wide world, and one thing come along and mess it up for you. And then you don't know which way to go. You just follow your gut feeling. A lot of times we say and do things we ain't got no business saying. Pick up the wrong people. It's just like picking up a stray in the street. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, then you say, oh, I should have left that shit right there in that corner. My son go give me this coal. I just know he is.
I'm about to go right back upstairs.
Go upstairs and get yourself a good hot cup of tea.
That man had some this morning.
You have some more.
I will. I'm gonna take my Dayquil.
Add some more, and take some aspirins or whatever else, and get back in that bed. turn TV on, listen, or you, whatever you do, and let it ride. But you know what? We're allowed to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Don't be scared of rejection, because that's all part of living life. You're gonna have a lot of rejections. Why did I say this, or why did I say that? How can you live if you just want everything to be perfect? Everything is not going to be perfect. You know, but if you got somebody that'll stand up behind you, somebody that'll help you do what you gotta do and stand behind you, then you're blessed. If you don't, leave it alone.
Alright, yo. You won't go lay back there.
You know. Now, don't forget to push them buttons. Come and see me again. Tell you I love you, which I do. I love talking to you. Left what out?
A bag of chicken. Y'all had to cook this chicken.
Oh my
Bacon
God.
and chicken right here by the step. They done ripped into these bags. Wow.
Oh,
All right, she just rocked my world.